So while the debate is still raging, we also spoke exclusively to the BJP State Chief Annamalai, who spoke not just about Chief Minister Stalin and what he did on stage, putting these demands forward to the Prime Minister, but also on the entire language controversy. Listen into this conversation. So the language controversy continues after Prime Minister Modi visited Chennai. It only got more fierce. And now the BJP State Chief Annamalai joins us live. Mr. Annamalai, thank you for joining us. Firstly, immediately after the function came to an end, you tweeted that as an ordinary citizen, I felt that the conduct of the Chief Minister was appalling. Why is that?
Madam, it's very simple. Any state where the Prime Minister comes there and gives 31,000 crore more worth of projects, the Chief Minister behaves in a very different way. That's how Indian politics we have seen over the years. But yesterday, the kind of reception that our Honorable PM got right from the helipad to the function venue, people thronging around, people showing their emotions, and reaching the stage, and what CM did in his speech is completely to the contrary. He was speaking about all the old issues, flogging a dead horse, bringing the same Tamil language, the same Tamil debate that the Chief Minister is fond of making, and making unnecessary, unreasonable demands. That is what he was doing throughout the speech for 10, 12 minutes or so. I felt it was very unfortunate. And the PM speech, he spoke like a statesman. What is he doing for the state and what is his vision for the state, which actually the Chief Minister should have spoken. And PM was speaking about the vision for Tamil Nadu as well. That is why I've tweeted. The CM's behavior, Mr. MK Stalin's behavior in the stage yesterday was totally wrong, unpardonable. And the language that is used is uncivilized. Maybe he might couch it in any terms of dignity, but this is not the way to speak. Especially the issue of Kachativu, which he himself has forgotten. His father, as Chief Minister, has gifted that island to Sri Lanka. He wanted Kachativu back, which BJP and Prime Minister Honorable Modi will do it in their own way. But he has forgotten history. He talks about the fact the central government is not giving enough money to the state, as if PM Modi ji and the finance minister is stopping all money that is going to Tamil Nadu, conveniently forgetting the GST Council makes those decisions, conveniently forgetting GST Council is a shining example of federalism.
Okay. No, but you said, of course, there was a very rousing welcome for the Prime Minister. That is an indication of the BJP now getting acceptance in Tamil Nadu. But when you say that these were unnecessary issues that Stalin was talking about, what do you mean? Because language, NEET, these are some of the issues that people from Tamil Nadu have been speaking about. These are concerns that people of Tamil Nadu have also spoken of, especially on language.
Yes, ma'am. Unnecessary issue in the sense he spoke about 6-7 issues. I'll come back. I'll quickly take time to go one after the other. He mentioned Kachativu Island, which is not supposed to be spoken by a DMK because they are the culprit in it. They are the party who gave Kachativu to Sri Lanka, which BJP is speaking. And second, when he talks about the central government not giving the state revenue, GST compensation, he fully knows what is the issue, what is the federal issue. The finance minister is part of the GST council. He fully tells lies there. That is also an unnecessary issue.
Okay.
Now coming to NEET, we all know the stand of central government on NEET, and NEET is there and nobody is going to stop NEET. And again, making it a political issue in the stage where it is not a political function. CM has come for a development function. That is also unnecessary. Talking about the Tamil, when the PM is consistently telling, yesterday also telling that the Tamil language is probably the oldest, and every time he comes to Tamil soil, he feels energized. When he's talking all those things, he's talking of the 1964, what DMK was speaking, that we are different, we are completely different. He uses a word called Unreasonable. Unreasonable is a union government, a union of state model. When DMK last year, they were using the word called Madhya Arasa, meaning the central government. That is also unnecessary. Then how do we call it?
Okay, so, but the controversy started when the Home Minister Amit Shah has indicated that Hindi should be a linked language. That's what he said in a meeting, which is what triggered the entire controversy recently. So what would you say to that? That these concerns are unfounded? Because the Home Minister says this. After that, when the Prime Minister praises the language, there is still that concern with the people. Which is it going to be?
And there is no concern with any Tamilian here, any Tamil population, Tamil Makkal, there is no concern. We all feel a lot of pride in our culture, in our language, and BJP takes a lot of pride in making sure each state should maintain its distinct culture. That is especially a state like Tamil Nadu, where Honorable Prime Minister himself talks about Tamil being the oldest language. There is no question about it. What the Honorable HM spoke was deliberately, these guys are twisted. DMK is known for doing that. They made an issue out of a non-issue. And DMK does only emotional politics because they don't have to show for development, because it's a corrupt government. They keep playing around with emotion. That too, when the Honorable Prime Minister in our meeting in Jaipur, where all the BJP leaders were there, he has made it very clear what is the party's vision for each language. Yesterday, when the Prime Minister has made it repeatedly clear, Stalin-ji doesn't have any other good thing to speak. Only by doing this, he believes he can make himself relevant in Tamil Nadu politics. That is very unfortunate.
Okay, so but are you scared that BJP continues to be seen as a Hindi party, as a not something that has roots in Tamil Nadu? Because Stalin also spoke about the Dravidian model. So how do you respond to that?
Why should we feel scared? BJP is the fastest growing party in Tamil Nadu. In the urban body elections, we have made very rapid strides. Come 2024, BJP would probably create miracles in Tamil Nadu, no doubts about that. Now it is DMK who are feeling scared. They don't want to debate on issues that we are raising, on family politics, on corruption, on is ruling the roost of Tamil Nadu, not doing developmental politics. We are seeing this issue scared. They will go back to their original issue, which is a non-issue, dead issue on Tamil pride. BJP as a party, we have more Tamil pride than DMK as a party. Everybody who's with the Honorable Prime Minister is a true Tamilian. All the BJP leaders standing with them is a true Tamilian. And the true Tamilian is a person who is able to accept the Bharatiya identity. That is the essence of a true Tamilian. That is what Mahakavi Bharatiya spoke. Now, Stalin-ji doesn't know any of this. He just keeps speaking the old issue again and again to make himself politically relevant.
Okay, but the DMK says that the central government schemes that are announced, the names of it are also in Hindi. It's so difficult for us to pronounce. That's what the DMK leaders have been saying. So is there a disconnect when central schemes are announced, with the charge that they're not even able to pronounce it, leave alone getting benefits from it?
DMK wants all the schemes to be named after their leaders, like Congress did. Living leaders' name, Rajiv Gandhi Yojana, this Yojana, that Yojana. PM is not like that. All are in people's name, Prime Minister's name, not in somebody's name. And second, this issue of what do they have a problem? They don't have a problem with anything. If you want to have a Tamil translation for that scheme, you are most welcome to do it. In fact, BJP Tamil Nadu also, in many of the posters, there is a Tamil translation of a lot of scheme names. People are okay with it. People know only the Tamil names there. It's a direct translation. They don't have anything to speak. When the corruption is at 20-24% in all the government schemes in Tamil Nadu. When last week also I mentioned, in PM Awas Yojana, PM housing scheme, the state government, one fellow was demanding 60,000 bribe. He committed suicide. Just every day you see a central government scheme, somebody demanding a bribe, somebody committing suicide. To hide all of this, they're using the word, not able to understand this. How foolish.
Okay, Mr. Annamalai, I have two more questions for you. One is Mr. Stalin, who said that Tamil Nadu should become an official language in the central government offices, also in the Madras High Court. What would you say to that?
One thing we have to understand, this theory of the local regional language being the language of choice in a high court, BJP doesn't have any problem with it anywhere. We don't have any problem. But only thing we have to understand, when it goes for appeal, when all of these cases from different courts come to appeal, there has to be a translation issue. It has to come. If you make it in Tamil, then all this have to be translated to English when it comes to Supreme Court. Then again, a Supreme Court, a new set of argument happens. Charge sheet has to be in a language. The court orders have to be in a language. There are cumbersome issues. But BJP never had a problem in the court language of the local states having that regional flavor. In Tamil Nadu, having Tamil. We don't have any problem, but we all have to understand, does it make the whole judicial process more cumbersome or less cumbersome? So why did BJP have a problem? We'll be more than happy. We'll be more than happy if Tamil is used as a language in each of the courts which is present in the areas. So we don't have a problem. Coming to the Tamil language, yes, we always keep telling that if more people can learn Tamil across different parts of India, if government of Tamil Nadu can do that, if more people can learn Tamil, if Tamil can be a common correspondence among people of India in different ways, we are more than happy. That is the ultimate aim. Every person has got a unique pride for his language. Every person should have a pride for the language. But DMK telling every person should have a pride for only Tamil language is unacceptable. Because we have close to 70,000 lakh North Indian people also living here. Yes, Tamil should be the pride. And of course, I am a true Tamilian. We don't have a problem. But we should not impose anything on anybody. You cannot impose Hindi on anybody. In fact, BJP is also, as a party, we are very clear. Hindi will never be imposed on anybody. You want to voluntarily learn Kannada, Telugu, Hindi, you should be most welcome to it. So DMK is not allowing that to happen also. Any Tamilian who wants to voluntarily learn some other regional language, even that they are allowing in the new education policy.
Okay, all right. So, very recently, DMK minister had said that there is no need of learning Hindi because those who learn Hindi are only selling pani puri in Tamil Nadu. It was a very insulting statement for those who speak Hindi. What would you say to that?
That is, in fact, I apologize on behalf of the DMK minister's behalf. That is the way they behave, because I felt that he is compromising the identity of a Tamil, because they should not take a DMK minister's language as the Tamil Nadu language of how they treated us North Indians. So we don't have a problem. And people who have come here, they have enriched this culture. Even as we speak now, we see people from different parts of India, Bihar, UP, Jharkhand, they are very hardworking. They are part of our industrial growth. Now, when DMK, they always use this language. Very, very unfortunate, very, very sad. That is not what Tamil Nadu is. That is not what Tamil people are.
Okay. So lastly, I want to ask you, Prime Minister Modi's, arrival in Chennai, kind of welcome that he was given is an indication of BJP increasing its footprint in Tamil Nadu. You are the state chief. Before you came in, what BJP was, and now there's a huge difference. So what would you say is the future of BJP in Tamil Nadu?
It's a continuity, ma'am. I am a simple karyakarta. I am doing what the party is telling me by taking all the leaders along. So no man can pull a chariot. It is all a combined pull of the chariot. So we have a good team in place. We have the narrative going. More than that, we have the Honorable Prime Minister standing right behind us. Come 2024, you will see miracles, ma'am. You will see the kind of MPs Tamil Nadu is going to elect for BJP. It will be unseen and unheard. We will be getting into double-digit MPs who will be representing BJP in Delhi. When that happens, ma'am, all the things that DMK is speaking will die.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much for speaking to us. Nandri Vanakkam, Mr. Annamalai. Thank you so much for joining us with all those.